everybody, Josh the RV Nerd of Bish's RV here with a very exciting initial announcement. And literally, we need your feedback to determine the final way certain things are executed. Because we've been working behind the scenes for months now, really hard, on a new series of trailers that will be available only through Bish's RV. And we are including a lot of cool, fun features. And as you can tell by the crazy Hollywood blurry background, we're not quite ready to do a full reveal on these. But the long and the short of it, these things are going to be fun, really smartly equipped, and not designed just to be the most, like, this is the thing that will make it the least expensive and the easiest to sell. But as an actual owner, the most functional and useful kind of camper, going to be a lot of half-ton towable stuff, things that are very accessible. You're not going to need a Bigfoot gravedigger monster machine to tow this around. And I want to go through today and show you a couple quick little neat features and ideas that we're going to be including on this, as well as we need your input. There's certain things we don't know if we should go this way or that way. And we figured, who better than the people that would actually use them? We literally want you to tell us, should we do this or we do that? And you are literally going to be the final product developer on this based on your input. I'm really excited to see what we come up with together and what you think about what we have going on. So again, today we won't be doing a full RV reveal or floor plan lineup or anything like that. I want to show you a couple of the interesting features we're looking at. We want to create better solutions for things like keeping your sewer stuff away from your, your generic storage kind of stuff. Now, a lot of what we're looking at here is just first-time proof of concepts, like that sewer hose tube. That's not going to be mounted on the tongue because that will create problems for weight distribution systems. Similarly, anyone that actually camps with a dog doesn't actually want them out here exposed to the elements, not under the awning. So we're going to be doing some things like moving those into some smarter locations. But the majority of people camping nowadays have some kind of pet, and we want the four-legged furry friends to come along with us. But also, we're flirting with ideas like, this is kind of an early, ugly, rough proof of concept. But what if we gave people places to put things like fishing poles or something like that for your trip? We're willing to explore some very different concepts that you don't see a lot of. And similarly, remember I said we want to help you keep your sewer stuff away from your dry camping stuff. Along with that, we're flirting with various different ideas. This is not the actual execution, but what if we could somehow use the skirt space, near your hookup station, so that you could actually keep your water hoses and everything out of your front pass-through storage compartment, just to help keep that musty, moldy, mildew smell and everything else out of there. We haven't exactly accomplished it yet, but we're getting there. What do you think about that concept? And how can you think of a way to maybe to go about this? Now, pardon the air conditioner dribble. Good news is these have a 15,000 BTU air conditioner standard on them, and some of the models will be able to have 50 amp service and dual airs for hot climate camping. But big baggage doors, easy access on both sides, magnet holdbacks. We wanted this, again, not to be the least expensive, easiest to sell thing, but one of the most enjoyable RVs that, God forbid, what if you bought an RV and then it was just like ready to move into? What if you only had to put applesauce and mac and cheese in this thing and then your Crocs, socks, and undies? Well, along with that kind of concept, what if we had some awesome storage solutions like these handy little pegboard jobs right here, where you can create your own storage organization? And we're putting them over here on the driver's side of the RV so that when you get to your destination, you're not interfering with your usable, functional space over here. But we're not done yet. Something I didn't show you over here in the pass-through earlier, there's an empty amount of space. There's just some dead space where the chassis frame rail goes there. And then you have outriggers to support the sidewalls off to the side, but there's empty space here that most manufacturers don't do anything with. And we thought, how cool would it actually be if we had a dedicated spot where you could set wet stuff in here and it actually had a spot to drain out of the way? And then we thought, you know what? It would be nothing if what you wanted to do was basically turn this into like a built-in cooler where you could put like ice and stuff in here and you could set any sort of drinks you want, and then as the ice melts out, it drains out and you can just replace it with more ice. And then the really cool thing is that when you're done with it, It all closes under lock and key. And you know what I thought about that? You ever go to like a get together and it's a BYOB situation and you've got that one friend, they bring the cheap Miller High Life to share, but then they want to get into your Dos Equis or whatever? It's kind of nice to be able to have something that you can keep secured, but get in there when you want to. But again, that's nothing you have to use. It's just an extra space and extra function. We thought, how cool would it be if we could actually include that? But something else we thought about, you know, if you ever drive through an RV park or a campground, if you look by the door, there's always people have like Walmart trash bags or something like wrapped around their entry door handle. What if you didn't have to do that? What if we created a solution for you where you could do that stuff from outside? And what if we gave you a place to pop the top off those long necks that you're keeping chilled in that front pass-through compartment? And what if this was easily removable and had a mounting system that could hook up with a ton of different accessories? Like a common key block. So like if you wanted to have, say, flagpole holders or outside TV mounts next to an outside TV hookup, or, oh my gosh, any number of things, literally even a little miniature basketball set. You could have all kinds of things out here. So we're creating a multi-function situation so that no matter who you are or how you camp, you have something. Now, stable steps are cool, but you know, they could be cooler. So what if we just added the extra little things that maximized their effect? Like giving you the opportunity to keep your shoes outside to keep the dirt out of the RV, or if not shoes, it could just be like any number of little handy, just extra storage pockets included on the camper. But what if we were like really consistent? What if we had the nicer slam latches, not just where you see them first, but where you see them always, you know? And what if you have wet towels? You're not gonna put those in a sink. What if you had a place on every one of these RVs that you could do things like dry those out or hang those out? And what if it could just fold away and be gone, and you didn't have to like take it off and put it on when you're getting ready to travel? Just don't forget, if you're hanging your undies on the back of that, to take them off before you go zipping down the road. I've seen some things. And again, we don't exactly have all of this finalized, but we're playing with these ideas. What do you think about the concept of like being able to store your sink covers somewhere that's handy and readily accessible, and you can use one or both or whatever when you want them, if you want them? And what if you didn't have to get on Amazon to find a solution to like keep your paper towels laying around? How nice would that be? But again, speaking of storage solutions, what if every single kitchen had a dedicated wastebasket? Not a space for one, but what if it was already there? So again, you don't have to go to Walmart or Target to like get stuff that you're just gonna want for the camper anyway. We are also playing with the idea of making the bedroom space more than just a bedroom space. We're almost calling it like the sleep in store kind of system. I might want to contact our legal department to, lock that down. I kind of like that name. We are playing with the idea of making this easy to use and multifunctional in every floor plan across the board. It looks funny, that's a single strut. So listen to this. Most RV manufacturers use at most a 40-pound strut. Sometimes, ultra rarely, you'll see like a 50 to 60-pound strut. That's a 100-pound strut right there. It literally takes two grown men to install that thing because of the pressure that it throws back. Now you're seeing a couple raw wood cuts on these dresser stands. That'll get addressed. This is again just the early first-time proof of concept. But we made it so the storage comes to you, and you don't have to go to the storage. What's also cool is you notice how that bottom drawer is floating above the floor a little bit? Those are going to be handy little, crock flip-flop shop kind of thing. Shoe garages, basically. And you might notice in the middle here, that's a floating picnic table that will be included with these things. But what if it could be more? What if it also potentially included handy totes that, you could use them, again, to access the storage under the bed when you're not using it, or you could take them outside? Because if you're looking at this, these actually look like they have little drink holders. You could literally have stuff for your outdoor picnic space loaded into these. Take these out, put them between a couple of your chairs, and use them like outside, like end tables that can come indoors, outdoors. You can spray them down, you can hose them down, you can clean them, you can do about anything you want. And again, what if they just came with the RV? What if you didn't have to go buying all this crap and having it shipped a 2-day prime shipping to your house? And before anybody has a heart attack, like, this is a new system. We've created new solutions. So we've got to come up with new, ways to work around this. We don't like the idea that you can see visibly straight into that pass-through. We're going to get that resolved. It's just, again, we haven't done that yet. And if you watch a bunch of my videos, you know I constantly harp about things like, why don't RVs include side splashes if your stovetop is like right next to a wall? So what if this could be a side splash, a sink cover, a cutting board? What if it could be any and or all of these things? Again, we're playing with different versions and variations of this. So let me ask you, this is where I need to know, would you like this or that? Would you like this one piece, like wooden cutting board side splash kind of setup? And we might raise it, lower it, whatever, to help block the grease splash effect a little bit more. Or would you like the split plastic sink cover system that we saw previously? This or that, wooden or plastic, which one would you rather go with and why? We're also really trying to be conscious of, like, if there's a big blank wall space, like we're here at a kitchen, okay, let's include a spice rack. Let's include like a little hook where you could have utensils hanging down or something. Let's not waste that space. And again, let's not make it so people have to get on Amazon.com to buy accessories just to use the RV that they already spent a bunch of money on. What if it was just done? And even though it might be model specific, we also need more of your this or that input. So to begin with, we wanted to make sure, like, if we had a double stacked bunk system like this, that you had a cargo bunk function. But when you do that, there's space under the bunks. Well, the generic go-to answer is a little miniature camp kitchen like this. Now, an outside fridge is certainly handy, especially because this RV will be inverter prepped. So if you want to throw something like a 2,000 watt inverter on this to run that fridge either in transit or anything, that is very easy for us to do. But the space under the bunks, on top we have a little bit of storage, and down below we have this roll open griddle. So here's where we need to know your this or that what if kind of scenarios. And I've got a bunch of them for you. So maybe kind of listen to the end before you start writing a comment kind of idea. So first of all, one of the options is leave it exactly as we see it. If you think that this is fine exactly how it is, let us know that. The next option that we kind of considered is, what if we got rid of the griddle, but we kept the gas grill quick connect? That would leave you a refrigerator, a cool storage pocket, and just a slide open chunk of weatherproof countertop, basically, because it's a galvanized rolled steel. That seems like something that everybody can use. But then we came up with another idea. What if we kind of left the refrigerator here, but we basically cut the depth of this in half to use half of it outside, and then the other half of it inside? So what if this was like a big storage pocket right here that either had a bank of dresser drawers or totes or shelves or something, so you have some interior storage space here for the bunks. Now that would leave you like some dedicated enclosed storage for like the kids' space. You could always still throw some duffel bags down there. You know, what would you like to do with that space right there? Also, in the event that we have a floor plan with a cargo bunk space like this, like if there's an interior exterior cargo storage solution, should we leave it exactly as it is? Should we include a couple things like D-ring tie down so you can secure cargo in place? Keep in mind, every time we start adding something, we're going to add a couple more dollars to the product, but are they worth doing? Like, is it worth spending a couple bucks more to have a factory do it versus a couple more dollars after the fact to do it yourself? Is it nice to just have it done from the factory for the factory warranty to cover everything? Or would you rather just save the money on the front end and not have those things? Like, I know that there's a lot of different solutions here, but I guess paint us a picture. What do you want this space to be? And we'll see what we can come up with for you. And just a couple more little details. One thing I was really adamant on is I said, I want us to have a camper that I would want to go camping in. And one of those things, I really don't want to have to duck in the shower. So we're gonna make sure we build the ceilings tall enough so that somebody like me a little bit over 6 foot can still fit in here. And along with that, again, what if it was just done from the factory, where you didn't have a dollar store 4-inch fart fan, but right from the factory level had the good old Fajita Friday fume fighter? Wouldn't that be crazy? The last little question I have for you today is, what would you want for bed size? So what we're looking at back here right now is a 60 by 80 true queen. There's the opportunity to go to something like a 70 or a 72 inch wide king bed, but if you do that, the mattress will hang under those overhead wardrobe cabinets, and you really don't get the full use of the bed. But what if we split the difference? An idea that I personally really like is going to what's called an Olympic queen. This is a bed size that is a standardized residential size mattress that you can get replacement sheets for. You can get a replacement mattress for it if you want. It's 66 inches wide by 80 inches long. So it's literally the same length as a true queen or king, but it's 6 inches wider than a queen. The cool thing is, if you get on Google or Amazon or whatever, and you type Olympic queen mattress or Olympic queen bed sheets, you can actually get replacements for it. I kind of like that idea, but if we do that, the base under the bed, I think, still needs to be truly queen sized, so that if someone wants a real queen bed, they can still have that. Does that make sense? Like, what should you go with? Because I love the idea potentially of a king bed, but it really limits your space to walk around the bed. It makes it hard to get to the storage under the bed. And good luck finding sheets and replacement mattresses for a custom RV king. Custom bedding means you need custom solutions, and that's hard to find and usually more expensive. But the Olympic Queen gives us the opportunity to give you a little bit bigger sleeping space, handy if you have a pet that sleeps with you or something like that, while still giving you the opportunity to go to a true queen if you want to. But nothing says you have to do that either. This or that. What would you do? What would you want if you had the opportunity? Let us know. So again, I really appreciate you taking the time. Anyone who takes the time to drop a little bit of feedback in here, thank you very much. I am super excited about this. I really appreciate you taking the time to go explore a little bit of this together with us. And I don't know exactly when we're going to have the full detailed reveal on this. Hopefully sooner than later. I'm really excited about what I see here, and I think you're going to like it too. So when we get more information, I'll definitely be letting you know. And in the meantime, thank you again for helping us help you today. So until then, take care, stay safe, have fun, and happy camping, everyone. This is going to be awesome.